Hello and welcome. This is Michele Christensen of One Noteworthy Life, and in this video I'm going to share my theme for 2018 with you, how I got to this theme, and I'm going to show you some of the ways that this theme has already had a positive impact on me this year. And I'm filming this in March of 2018. So now I'm a YouTube creator, blogger at onenoteworthylife.com, and I host the OneNote Bullet Journal Facebook group. I use the software program OneNote to keep just about everything in my life organized and moving ahead. Many of my videos focus on using OneNote, but this video is more about my life and how I want to live. So first, I want to tell you about my word for 2018, which is pruning. So let's talk about what is pruning. Well, you've probably heard this word in relation to gardening, but it has a very specific meaning. When you prune a plant or a tree, you cut away some of the branches so that the remaining branches can have more of the tree or plant's resources dedicated to them. Those branches can become more productive in the sense that they create more flowers, fruit, or leaves. What I found really interesting about this is that the remaining branches can yield not only more per branch, but also sometimes more in total, which is kind of amazing. Pruning can also be done to direct the shape of the tree or plant in a specific way, such as to fill in a hedge or a gap. What's really important to note is that pruning is done with intention and with a specific outcome in mind. It's not the same as just randomly going in and clipping parts away. So how am I applying this to my life? Well, I'm trying to get rid of things that aren't creating satisfaction or results and making more space for things that are working and things that I'm excited about. I also want my life management to be simpler. Until I started pruning, I had so many projects going on, and what GTD, that's the book and productivity system, getting things done. So I had so many open loops, as they're called in GTD. And open loops are things that are started and not quite finished, or otherwise just hanging around and taking up mental bandwidth. So, how did I get here? And by here, I mean before I started pruning. I had too many open projects, too much fire stomping, too much switching from thing to thing, all while keeping tons of plates spinning. Well, once I got my planning and organization process going, I felt really excited to tackle a ton of new projects. I had so many things I wanted to do, but I never had enough structure to tackle them efficiently. So I was kind of like a kid in a candy store. At any given time, I had several courses in progress, business projects, home improvement projects, and dozens of small tasks in some state of doneness. I was spending way too much time tracking, migrating, juggling, and switching gears, and not enough time accomplishing the things that I wanted to. I realized that by doing less at once, the things would actually get done faster, and I would spend less time managing my stuff and feel less scattered. So I'm focused on pruning things down in this way and not taking on new things until something drops off my plate. So, for example, one of the main things I'm doing is shrinking down my inventory of current open tasks and projects, so the things that I feel like are currently on my horizon or on my plate, like right now. I also want fewer things on my plate at a given time and more mental space and time for each thing that I am doing. I also want to spend less time tracking all those open items and switching gears. Now, ironically, it was planning on paper that helped me get to this point and have this realization that I wanted to prune my life. As I've mentioned, I'm a huge OneNote fan, and I use it in almost every area of my life. But I started my planning process with a paper notebook using the bullet journal system as inspiration. I was enamored with all the beautiful notebooks I saw and the idea that my life could be managed by such a simple tool. It didn't take long for me to realize that my paper notebook just couldn't do what I needed it to do, and I switched over to OneNote. But I never lost my love of paper, and I would look online at images of other people's beautiful paper pages, and I would have this feeling of longing, like, oh, I want that so much. It finally clicked with me one day that it wasn't so much the paper and pens that I liked, it was the feeling I got from that image that my life could possibly be so simple that I could manage it by just making a few handwritten notes every morning in a small notebook. And I wasn't even really conscious of this for a long time. Every time I would look at images of paper journals or planners, I would have feelings of longing that I thought were longing to feel pen and paper, but were actually a desire for a life that looked as simple as the one displayed on that page. At the same time, I would kind of push away unpleasant thoughts that I had of dozens of filled journals that had to be stored and supplies that had to be organized and things that I would have to carry around. It wasn't until I realized that what I really wanted was simplicity and less going on in my life that I understood why those paper pages attracted me, aside from their actual just beauty. So let's look at the results. What's happened so far since I've created this theme for 2018? Well, I do have a much simpler daily page. It's just a few columns of text now. I have cut time and steps from my daily planning process, which is great. I overplan a lot less. Now, I still do overestimate what I can get done, but not by as much as I used to. So I have a feeling of steady throughput, meaning things come up, I handle them, I complete them, I archive them, and then I move on to the next thing. Instead of having a feeling of things come up and then I kind of get them out of crisis mode and then I take something else on and I end up with just an ever-growing list of things that I'm handling. I also feel more spacious. Like I feel like I have more time for things that I want to do, but they just need to happen in sequence and at the right time. This second to last one has been really big for me. I feel a little bit less grabby, like meaning that I have less of a need to do things now and less urge to start things now. The final thing is that I feel more thoughtful about what I add to my current task list and project load. Like something new will come up, and before I immediately put it on today's to-do list or kind of like my current projects or goals for this month, I have put more thought into, like, is this really something that I need to be putting on my current, horizon, what I'm thinking about doing now? Or should it go on to another month or even on to like just a someday I'll get to this list? So that feels really good too, to just kind of have that more thoughtfulness and not like an instant, oh, I have to do this now. So that's it. That is my word for 2018 and how it's helping me change my life. I do plan on doing a couple more updates of this throughout the year so we can see kind of how this unwinds as the year goes on. Now, if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. Just leave them in the comments of this video and I will get back to you. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up button so I know you like this. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.